Hello, welcome to the course registration information session for the Human Resources Certificate here at Pima Community College. In this particular session, we're going to be going over what it means to be a human resources student. I'm going to introduce you to me, your program advisor. We're going to be talking about all the different roles and responsibilities that go along with being a student at Pima Community College, and especially in the Human Resources Certificate. So we'll go ahead and get started. So what makes you a Human Resources Certificate student? So, Human Resources Certificate Program provides students with a comprehensive look at the major functions of human resources management. This includes recruitment, compensation, benefits, training, and employee and labor relations. This program also allows current practitioners to supplement and update their knowledge and provides those looking to begin a career with a great foundation in the field. And the great news is that this particular certificate is available only online, so that's really good for those of you who might be currently working full-time or looking to get into the field. It offers a lot of flexibility there. Like I said, my name is Jared Burton. I am the program advisor for this particular certificate program. So I'll be with you from day one till graduation. And so it's a certificate program. It's not as many classes as a degree, but it should hopefully not take you too long to get through the program. But we all go at our own pace, so I'll be glad to help you throughout that process. So a little bit about what we'll be going through over today. So like I mentioned, we're going to be covering a lot of information. We'll start off first with the advising syllabus. So the advising syllabus is an amazing tool. The way I look at the advising syllabi is that just like in your many different classes, you're going to have a syllabus, which is essentially the contract between you and the instructor on what the expectations are and how to go about achieving a good grade. The advising syllabus is somewhat the same. So it's kind of like a contract between you and I that this is what you can expect and this is what you should be getting out of our relationship throughout your process here at the community college. So first thing, connect. You want to make sure that you stay informed. It's really important to stay informed of everything that you possibly can. So that's monitoring your emails, which we'll talk about later. It's making sure that you're reaching out when you have a problem. You want to meet with your advisor regularly. Because it's a shorter program, it's up to you when we meet. I prefer to meet with students at least once a semester to ensure that you're staying on track and that you have any questions that we get them completed and taken care of so that you don't run into any issues. Explore programs. Depending on what you want to do after graduation with this particular certificate, it's entirely up to you, but it's an opportunity for us to be able to explore different options post-graduation for you. So continue. Take responsibility for your education. That's really important because, like I mentioned earlier, keeping regular contact with your advisor is super important. So I don't know that there's a problem in your class until you tell me. But oftentimes we don't know that there's a problem unless a teacher informs us or we see your final grades, which then is way too late for us to be able to do anything to help you out with it. So come to me regularly with any kind of questions or concerns that you might have. I'll be happy to help you out there. You want to get to know college resources, so whether it be whether you want to be able to get more information on career services after, or you need tutoring or anything along those lines, let's talk about it and we can get you some assistance there. If you need to apply for special admissions to a program in the future, we can discuss that as well and see what that application process looks like. So, and you complete. To apply for early graduation, we want to make sure that you apply for graduation because you always have to apply for graduation. If not, then you won't graduate. So that's really important. Connect with university transfer coordinators if that's your desire. We want to make sure that we can look for programs that might be well suited for your interests and your overall goals, and investigate My Career Link. So some important resources. So these are really important things for you to know and explore during your time here at the school. So first off is your My Pima. That's the hub for all things related to your Pima, your experience here. So this will go through, this is where you'll go to register. This is where you'll learn about your financial aid, and it has a list of all the different student resources that are available for you as well. So the Pima catalog is really important to know because catalogs are essentially kind of the rules at the bottom of the board game that you're playing. So you want to know what the rules are to complete your degree or certificate. So it's really important to know what your specific catalog year and states for your chosen program of study. So that's a really important thing to make sure that you know, because that can change year to year. So it just depends on if any changes there have been for your record. So it will help you learn more about your program of study and see all the courses that you need to complete your degree or your certificate in this case. You also need to know about any kind of pathways. There are options there, but another really big important thing is the My Degree Plan. My Degree Plan is a tool that we use to ensure that, and you can use as well, to ensure that you're staying on track towards graduation. That's a really important thing. We want to make sure you're not taking any classes that you don't need to, because the last thing you want to do is waste time or money. So that's our job, is to help you ensure that you're not wasting time or money. And so that's a great resource and availability for you to have, and we can discuss that in a advising session. I can go through and walk through that particular program with you. It's a really easy resource to use, but it can be a little bit daunting when you first look at it. So let's make sure that we discuss it and go forward from there. So for your certificate requirements or general degree requirements, for this particular program, you have your core classes. So the programs have required core classes, which are courses that provide a broad foundation for your program of study. So in this case, the Human Resources Certificate. And then you have your support classes. So some programs have support classes, which provide additional information, knowledge, and skills for your program of study as well. So as far as what's required for this particular certificate, there are 6 3-credit courses for 18 credits total, okay? You have your HRS 101, the Introduction to Human Resources Management, HRS 102, Human Resources Law, HRS 103, the Benefits and Compensation course, HRS 104, Job Requirements, Recruitment, and Personnel Selection, HRS 105, Training and Development, HRS 106, Labor and Relations. So those are the 6 core classes that are required for the program. You also have a required support course, the STU 100, the College Success and Career Planning course. The important thing to remember is all of these classes must be completed with a C grade or higher to be counted towards certificate completion, okay? So everybody's different. So when you're thinking about setting up your classes for future semesters and how you want to go about completing this particular certificate, you want to make sure that you keep in mind a lot of things. So if you're working full time, that's something to consider. If you have family and kids at home, that you need to make sure that you provide attention to them at that point as well. Make sure that you keep all that in mind when you go to plan out your program. So if you're going full time, a schedule that might be good to consider would be doing HRS 101 through 104 and STU 100 this first semester, and then finishing up with the 2 classes in the next spring semester with the HRS 105 and HRS 106. But then again, everybody's different. So if you're planning on only doing part-time because you're working full-time or have a full-time responsibilities with your family, that's all things that would be good to have a discussion with me about, depending on what your current situation is and what tools that you might need to be successful. So please reach out. Let's talk about it. I want to make sure that you feel that you have support here and somebody that understands what your needs are and what you're going through, because that's really important to have throughout this particular process. So class registration. So now that we kind of know what the requirements are for this particular certificate, it's important to know about how to go about registering for classes. So I'll have a video here in just a couple minutes to kind of walk you through that registration process, but this is really important as well. So looking at this particular diagram, you have your CRN, which is a 5-digit code. Every class has a unique individual 5-digit code. So when you hear somebody say, what's the CRN for that? That's the 5-digit code that's unique to that particular class. 2, you have your meeting days and times. Good thing about the online courses, there are no meetings and times. So it will have a time listed on there, but it's not... that's just because they need to have a time listed in the system, but it's an online course. So the important thing to remember with online courses, though, is that you still have deadlines and dates that you need to adhere to. It's not a go at your own pace situation. You have to meet specific deadlines, and that's something that your course syllabi will go over with you, and your instructor of your individual courses will go through with you. The third section there, the modality. So in this particular situation, we're not going to be meeting in virtual, we're not going to be meeting hybrid, we're not going to be meeting in person. It's going to be strictly online. So that's something to keep in mind and remember. Status there, you have right there, it shows you the open section. So that will tell you if a class is open. If the class is waitlisted or closed, it will also say that in that area there. Seats available, it will tell you how many seats are remaining available in that course and whether or not you need approval from an instructor to enroll in that course. Also, it will tell you if there's any kind of prerequisite information that might be important for you to know by clicking the info button there. A lot of the good thing about a lot of these HRS classes is there are no prerequisites for the classes, and so that you don't never really need to worry about that. So that's really good to know. So how to register. So it's all done through your MyPima. Like I mentioned earlier, your MyPima is extremely important for you to be able to complete the certificate. I would say go through and explore your MyPima because you're really not going to mess anything up there too bad that can't be fixed if there is anything that is be able to be messed up there. So you want to go to your MyPima. You want to go to the students drop down and then the register and pay. And then that third bullet point down will say register for credit classes. And then once you pull that up, you want to go to register for credit classes in there. They will have a little icon for you to click and a hyperlink for you to select. So in this particular instance, I'm going to show you this video. This will kind of walk you through how that registration process.
To search for and register for classes, log into your MyPima. Go to Students and Register and Pay. To search for classes, click on Online Class Schedule and scroll down. Make sure you have the correct term and location. For fall 2020, most classes will either be virtual or online. You can scroll or type in your code. For this example, we'll be doing STU 100. There are additional search criteria you can use to narrow down your search, and click Search. Scroll down to find a class that meets during a day and time that is interesting to you. Please note you will need the CRN number to register for the class, so please write it down. Notice the day, the dates, and the time. If your class is showing as virtual, it means you will be meeting with your professor and other students at that time virtually. If the class is listed as online, it is asynchronous and you will not need to meet at specific times. Make sure the class is open and that there are seats available. Come back to your MyPima and click on New Registration System and register for classes. Make sure your semester is correct and continue. There is a search function within this system, but is not as robust as the one we just showed you, so it is not recommended. Click on Enter CRNs. Enter the CRNs that you have written down and add to summary. You will see the course populate in the lower right-hand corner. When you have listed all of your courses, select Submit to register for the course, and you will see a status here. If there are any errors, you will see these here. If you want to drop a course, follow the directions, come to this list, select Drop, and Submit. You'll see the status is dropped.
All right, so that's how you register for classes. You can also go in and drop classes using the same system. So that's really important to know as you want to make sure that you're paying attention to drop and withdrawal deadlines, just in case anything comes up that you need to get yourself out of the course. So after you register, there's a few things, really important things that you want to do. First, you want to review your schedule and buy your books. So that's all done through your MyPima, students, academics. So you'll follow that line down. In that tab, it will tell you your classes, and it will also allow you to get information on what books might be required for you to successfully complete the course. So you want to also meet the tuition and payment deadlines. So if you're using financial aid, use your MyPima, then go to your students tab, then financial aid. If you're using veteran benefits, your MyPima, students, then veterans. If you're paying out of pocket, you can go to your MyPima, then students, then register and pay, then My Account Manager. And that will allow you to find payment plans and things along those lines that you might need to be able to complete your payment for your courses. So always, number 3, always check with your MyPima email for important Pima Community College information. I can't stress this enough. It's important for you to check your Pima email, your school email, at least once a day during the semester and before the semester. That way, any information that we have, any important information that I need to send you will all go through your MyPima. I cannot use your personal email address in this situation because there are a lot of federal rules and regulations that say that we need to use your official Pima email address for any kind of official communication through the school. So start using that daily. Make sure that you go there daily and just make sure that you're staying informed, because that's really important. So video tutorials can be found using the navigating digital spaces link there. So anytime you have any kind of questions, you can just click that link and it will take you right there. So it's important, we can't stress this enough too, I mentioned a couple minutes ago, but make sure you check your drop and withdraw deadlines. For more information, look at your academic calendar. That can be found in the academic catalog and at your classes schedule on your MyPima account. Really important information for you to have. So these are other important reminders. So when I mentioned earlier about the advising syllabus, this is what I'm talking about. Anytime you enter a relationship, essentially, and that's what we're doing, we're entering a professional relationship as an advisor and student, you have to know what your roles and responsibilities are, just so, and I have also roles and responsibilities in that as well, to ensure that you're successful in your time here at the school. So as part of your responsibilities, you want to become knowledgeable about college programs, deadlines, policies, and procedures. A lot of that is found in the college catalog that we discussed earlier. Clarify any personal values and goals. So when we have our advising meetings, we can discuss that. Keep personal record of your progress. This is using your My Degree Plan, which I'll mention again here in a minute. Come to each advising appointment with questions and materials for discussion. So like I mentioned earlier too, I cannot really read your mind. So you want to make sure that you come with any kind of specific questions. The more specific the questions, the better the responses you're going to get and the better you'll feel about your progress towards degree completion. You want to enroll in courses that you made with your advisor and listed in your My Degree program, and then accept responsibility for academic planning decisions. So you need to really take charge of this particular portion of your educational career. So make sure that this is something that's a job essentially. So we want to make sure that you're progressing through that at a rate that's, one, comfortable for you, and two, importantly, that you have goals and expectations to be able to complete this program in a timely fashion. Your advisor responsibilities. So what are my responsibilities here? So my responsibility is to provide academic support and ensure successful progress towards graduation. Again, we need to make sure that we're meeting at least once a semester to ensure that that can happen. You want to communicate with the college curriculum requirements, deadlines, policies, and procedures. That's another thing that I want to make sure that you're aware of, is where to find that information. Assist you in creating an educational plan that aligns with your academic interests and abilities. Guide decision-making to help you create an educational plan that fulfills your academic plan. Provide information and strategies using the college resources and services. And support your academic progress by providing you with accurate and timely information and guidance. And then be a responsive listener and provide encouragement during challenging times. So that's it. When we talk and communicate, I want to make sure that you understand what your responsibilities are to complete your certificate. I want you to know that you can come to me with any type of questions or concerns that you might have. It's really important that we keep that open line of communication. So if you do run into any issues, I can try to my best abilities to assist you and to get through that. So how do we meet? You might be asking. So you can find me in your Pima Connect. Pima Connect is another valuable tool that I discussed earlier. You can set up and look at my calendar for appointment times and availability. Virtual appointment times are great. Phone appointments are really good. We probably won't be doing anything really in person because this is a strictly online program. But if you are in the Tucson area and you want to talk to somebody, you can always come in. I'm more than happy to meet with you face to face too. That's perfectly fine. So to find your program advisor in your MyPima, in Pima Connect, you're going to log into your MyPima. You're going to go to the academic tab under student, and then select Pima Connect. Then select My Success Network for name and contact information of your program advisor. So I'm going to play a little video for you here that might help explain a little bit about how to go about setting up that appointment.
Hello, this is a quick student tutorial on how to schedule appointments through Pima Connect for any students who have already signed into Pima Connect and have created their student profile. At Pima College, the easiest way to make an appointment with members of your support staff is by going to the menu and choosing My Success Network. Listed here, you will see members of your Success Network, made up of both staff and faculty. To schedule an appointment with someone, simply click on the three dots to the right of their name and photo and choose Schedule. Next, choose the type of service you're requesting an appointment for. Now you can choose the reason for your appointment. Click on Continue in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Next, you will see days and times listed with available appointments. Each day will contain a couple different options for appointment slots. If there is a particular date with no appointment slots available, that means appointments are full for that date or this individual is unavailable. Once an appointment date and time have been selected, in this case Friday, July 2nd at 2 o'clock, hit continue on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Now you'll have an opportunity to provide a little more information about what you're hoping to get out of this appointment. Once you have typed in any information that you may want your advisor to know, you'll choose Confirm. The next screen will display a confirmation of the time, date, any meeting instructions in regards to how to connect with that individual, and any notes that you've provided. Here you can choose to make changes to your appointment, canceling or changing to another available time, return to the main service page, or view all your upcoming appointments. Another option to schedule appointments is to go to your menu bar and choose the dashboard. From the dashboard, you'll scroll down to My Connections. Under the person's name or photo that you want to schedule an appointment with, simply click Schedule. You'll follow the same process we did earlier. And finally, to schedule an appointment with someone you may not see in your Success Network, or to find a particular resource, simply click on the menu button, and under My Success Network, use the search button to find the resource or the person you're looking for. To review information for all upcoming appointments, again use your menu bar and choose Upcoming. This will be a display of all upcoming appointments you may have over the next several weeks with any individual you've scheduled with. Keep in mind, you'll receive an email to confirm any appointments you've scheduled, and you can also review this information by going to your messages. You are now ready to begin scheduling appointments.
All right, so that's a little bit of information on how to schedule an appointment. So like I mentioned, try to schedule an appointment once a semester if you need to. I'm definitely available to talk more often than that, depending on what your situation is. So feel free to reach out to me at any given time, and I'll be happy to assist. So now that we've talked about registration, we've talked about some of the tools and resources available to you as a student. I mean, you're very close to graduating already because this is a certificate program and it's 19 total credits. And so, I mean, we're probably only going to be working together for a short amount of time, but like I want to be here and support you as much as you need and want throughout that period of time. Because like I said, my goal is to ensure that you're not wasting time and money, and that your goal ultimately is graduation and then hopefully, employment, depending on where you want to go and what you want to do. And so if you have any questions or concerns, please contact me. Again, my name is Jared Burton. My email address is jburton14@pima.edu, and I'm more than happy to assist you with any kind of questions or concerns that you might have throughout this process. And congratulations and welcome to Pima Community College.